Today I'll be removing and reinstalling the suspension on a 2003 Model Y. I'm going to split the front and the rear into two parts. This is the rear. Depending on what you're reinstalling, the exact process is going to be a little bit different, but it should give you a good general idea of what to expect. Okay, as always, I like to give a quick overview of the job so you know what to expect, and then we'll dive into it. We'll need to remove two bolts that secure the wheel carrier and the strut. In order to gain access, we'll need to remove this plastic cover, which is held in place by a single 10mm bolt. The two upper shock mounting bolts are 15mm. You'll need a long extension to reach behind the fender liner to get to them. You can pull the fender liner. I chose not to. I think a lot of people are able to get away with leaving it in place. Start by breaking loose the nuts that hold the wheel carrier and the shock in place. If you're thinking, man, I wish I had a color-coded socket and wrench set, well, quick shout out to Casey Tool. Head over there for high-quality German tools. Once you've got those nuts broken loose, in order to remove the actual bolts, you're going to need to relieve a little bit of tension. We can do this with a jack stand, transmission jack, whatever you want. You're not going to need a whole lot of tension to get this bolt out. You can see here, I add a little bit of tension, I check the bolt, add a little tension, check the bolt. Once you remove the bolt that secures the wheel carrier, leave the lower shock mounting bolt in place. You'll want that in place until you remove the upper mounting bolts. Grab your 15mm socket and a long extension. These two bolts are kind of hard to see, but you can look and feel, and you should be able to get them out no problem. If for some reason you're not able to see the bolts or you're just having a ton of trouble, you can go ahead and pull the fender liner. I didn't do it because these clips don't like to go back on, and it's just a pain to deal with plastic clips in general. Next, we're going to remove the shock and the spring. But before we get started, I like to drop in the existing wheel carrier bolt so I've got something to pry against. It just gives you a little more leverage. Totally optional. Pull down on the upper shock mount and pull it down and towards you. This should give you enough clearance to remove the shock. In hindsight, if I were to do this again, or if this is your first time, I'd probably remove that lower shock mounting bolt, I'd pop the spring out, and then I'd pull the shock out. Make sure you remove the lower shock mounting bolt before you try to remove the shock. With all of the hardware removed, carefully remove the shock from the vehicle. Next, we'll remove the spring from the vehicle. Grab a pry bar so you've got a little leverage, stick it between the wheel carrier bolt, and pry down. This will give you enough leverage so you can remove the spring. You might need to jiggle it a little bit, but it should just come out. That's it for the removal. If you want to see the reinstallation instructions, stick around. Otherwise, look for another video on the front R&R. To reinstall the rear shock, gently lower it into place and seat it into the lower control arm. Once everything is roughly in place, you can either compress the top of the shock or you can lower the bottom of the control arm so you've got enough room to work. Next, we'll reinstall the rear spring. We'll do this before we secure the rear shock. I'm installing in an Öhlins kit, so it's going to look a little different than an OEM part. To change, I'll update the pin comment. Next, we'll reinstall the rear spring. We do this before we finish up the rear shock. I'm installing an Öhlins kit, but the process is generally the same. Slide the spring in from the top. If you need a little bit of clearance, you can pull down on the lower control arm. It should not need a ton to get it into place. Alright, camera view change. Pay attention to this lower spring isolator. There are two nubs that need to locate in place on the lower control arm. As you jack up the lower control arm, make sure the jack doesn't come in contact with the lower shock. Guide the nub on the lower spring isolator into place using your hand as you slowly raise the lower control arm. Be very careful that your body parts are not in a position to get pinched if the jack were to fail. Next, we'll secure the wheel carrier to the lower control arm. Continue to jack the lower control arm up, paying particular attention to the shock. Notice how I was holding the shock and jiggling it as I jacked the lower control arm up. Just want to make sure nothing binds up. With everything in place, the wheel carrier bolt should just slide into place. With the wheel carrier reinstalled, we can focus our attention on the shock. Use your jack to change the position of the lower control arm until you have enough clearance to insert a bolt through the lower shock mount. Continue to jiggle the shock so it doesn't bind up on the lower control arm. Once you've got enough clearance, insert a bolt and secure the nut. Once everything has been secured, we'll finalize the rear suspension by torquing down the remaining bolts. With everything torqued down, go ahead and add some witness marks on the nuts so you can visually verify if anything has come loose. Thanks again and good luck. If you thought this was useful, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.